puts you up on top.
That was totally worth it.
On second 43, we have a miraculous recovery by Suresh.
Yeah, Suresh will stand up and pick up her weapon. How many seconds is that?
1 second.
Okay, so we will delay her 1 second.
All right. And it is Suresh's turn. There's a rat here that's these rats are coming to get Thalon here, so they're both coming here. They are small creatures, so they can occupy the same square.
She actually has 8 more total HP. She is at where Thalon started. So she's very bloody, very uncomfortably in pain. She's going to go ahead and take up the same mantle and start viciously screaming as she attacks for an aggressive attack.
All right.
That will negate most of her penalty with the scimitar.
I noticed her token wasn't updating with her hit points, and that's because it wasn't set. It was just set to her max value, and so it should now auto-update with her hit points.
Excellent. Right, so we go from -6 to -1, so we'll add 5 to this. That is a really good roll.
And it hits. And that rat right there is dead. So this rat, maybe one of the rats that even attacked her earlier, is scrambling forward to Thalon, and Suresh steps up and holds onto the broken hilted scimitar and cuts down one of the rats.
Excellent. And in the next second, she will go ahead and do a move here just to be flanking this thing. And we will delay her weapon speed overall. So she has done 1 tactical move. Her speed is 11.
All right, roll a d20 for Suresh and add her morale modifier.
She actually also has a -1, but that is 14.
So now that she's slain this last rat, this massive rat here is not very excited about being in this whole situation, and he's actually going to jog over here as he's going to start running away. Yeah, he's going to start running away.
Okay.
As you see his beady eyes dart around, and he starts scampering to try to get away. So
I recall his escape hole was on the other side of the room.
Yeah, that's where he did come in, but there are holes basically on all of these walls.
Yeah.
He can probably escape through any one of those. When he does this retreat, anyone who has the rearward strike can make an attack against him, or if you're halfway to your weapon speed. So,
51. I think I'm. Good question. Half that is like 6, so that would be if it was at second 45, actually.
Yeah. So on second 45, when he goes to run again, you're going to be able to make an attack because you have enough reach, and because he really hasn't moved that far, because he's now going to move 10 feet on it as he's running. So he's going to roll a d10 for defense, and you're going to make your attack.
Okay. I think. No, Thalon didn't do any tactical moves this time, so he is clear and free. He only rolls an 8, however.
All right.
However, he is rolling against the d10, so that actually is a pretty good chance anyway.
I don't think I've set up a d10 on my defense modifier, so I'm going to just roll a flat d10. Surprised I haven't set up these. His defense bonus is 3, so here's a 1d10 plus 3.
Okay, it's not likely he can do it, but there's a margin.
A 5, you've hit.
Hey! Well, fortunately, Thalon is a big boy and does big boy damage.
He does indeed. That's 10 points of damage, and that is just enough to kill that rat.
Yes.
So the rat tries to scamper away, and you swing your quarterstaff and smack him on the hind legs, and you can hear a snap as you break his hip, and he is dead.
I like to imagine at this point the entire dungeon just constantly echoing between Suresh and Thalon, just constantly screaming and now just like holding up their weapons in celebration. And it takes them like probably a whole minute to like calm down here.
And they're like, oh, go, Crab Willie!
Oh wait! Oh shit! Someone actually died.
And in the corner, just bleeding out.
Yeah, at second 45, I moved 2.
Right. So Willie's just like laying in the corner in a pool of blood, and maybe there's some smaller rats already coming out and starting to nibble on his ears.
Let's be fair now. It's only 1 point of blood. If I was to measure blood in points, it's only 1.
Yeah, how quickly does he bleed out anyway?
Don't be a drama queen. 60 seconds if he fails every
60
roll.
60 seconds. Yep.
Okay, so within the next 60 seconds, we can easily get to him and try something.
Yeah, I know. I'm rushing over for my first aid.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the easiest check here. I'm rolling a 1d20 and adding 11, and you are rolling 1d20. You're adding your Constitution, but you're subtracting your current hit points. So there's 2 ways you could do this. You can either roll a 1d20 and add 11 yourself, or you can do a ability save in which you click on your Constitution, and does it ask you for a bonus?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you'd click on your Constitution, you'd hit ability save and then a +1 or a -1, and then that'll roll.
After that, yeah.
Yeah, so you have an 18.
Yes.
And I got a 22. So at this point, unless there's something you want to do here, or unless you want to spend honor or you have luck or anything like that, at this point you would have lost a hit point, and we'll just wait 10 seconds.
Oh, wait 10 seconds.
All right. So in 10 seconds, what would everyone else like to do? Since combat is essentially over.
Well, I mean, in the next second, I'd move 3.
Yep.
And then the second after that, I would move 2, slowing down to get up to him to then perform first aid.
All right. So roll a first aid check. I believe it is an average check to administer critical aid.
Oh God, I've killed him. I've killed him.
I've never seen this much blood before. A whole 2 points at this point.
If I was to measure them in points.
if that were true. So while he's doing that, what would Thalon and Sharesh would like to do, just so I have an idea of what's all happening?
We have no capacity to help. Is there a light source down here? Oh, I guess Sharesh is holding on to the other torch because she has a light source, I think. Or is it Garciv?
I think Garciv does, but he said he shut the door, so there's no more light over there. But you did have a torch you dropped on the ground. You could pick
right.
up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up. I'm not gonna light another one, so I will be here and await to see Masheni try to save our friend.
All right, so you're watching that whole situation.
Yeah, I could race after the other person, but he's probably long gone to the darkness. I'll have to go after him later.
All right. So 10 more seconds go by. We're on second 55, and I need another death save from you. So now you're rolling a Constitution save with a -2, and I'm rolling a d20 and adding 11. Unfortunately, Masheni was unable to help you.
15.
So you have a 15. I also got a 15. We tied, so nothing happens at this point. So another 10 seconds pass by.
I can't make additional first aid checks, right?
Nope. You've committed to doing first aid, and you've done it to the best of your capacity.
Which was, well, hopefully you don't wake up to find out. That's the only turnabout we have now.
Ooh, I messed that one up. Well, I hope he dies. Yeah.
Since we both, nothing happens, can I do a point of honor and something happens?
So you tie because you beat him, but because you didn't beat him by 10 points, you didn't stabilize. So if you'd like to do anything, you could, but I mean, if you'd like to spend 10 honor, you could stabilize now.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I do like the conceit of this game is that with the honor point system, you can spend honor, that you get beaten so badly you become a horrible person.
Yeah.
I don't know, he just entered the caves and he came back a real asshole.
He's just a dick after that. I don't know what happened in there, but he was just mean. So another 10 seconds pass. We're on second 65. And here it goes. I got a 31. So unfortunately, that's your 15 isn't going to beat my 31, and you lose another hit point. So you are down one hit. You're still down 1 hit or 2 hit points at this point.
Right.
So you're at -2, and we wait another 10 seconds.
Wasn't that -3?
So, but now you're at -3 because you failed this one. So you're -3. So now you have a -3. So once more into the fray.
Hey.
So with your -3, you have a 23, and I have a 27. This would be a loss of hit point.
You're losing the fight, Big Willie.
Yep. And what you could do.
I know.
So
you're literally doing the one thing you can do.
You're at
Right.
-4.
Let's do this again.
So you have a minus. Here, you know what I'll do is I'll just add 4 to my roll, just so then that way you just keep whatever you've rolled, and it's easier for.
You know, if Joe was down here, he could cast healing on you.
So you've not lost a hit point here, but you haven't stabilized. You've beat him by 6, but you need to beat him by an additional 4.
I use an honor here.
All right.
I use a 4 honor, right? Yeah.
Yep, you'd use 4 honor, and you have stabilized at -4. So what you're going to do is, since you're at -4, you're going to increase the last wound you got by 3 points.
Increase or decrease?
Increase, because you bled out from that one. Yep. And so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 50 seconds later. So you guys are all standing around here watching as he's bleeding out, and this rat here is now back in combat. So I'm gonna move everyone forward to second 90. So here's second 91, I should say. And Willie, I'm just going to take you off the track or push you past a while. And on second 90, well, now I have to. Oh, wait. Can I just change this one? Oh,
we did it.
Breaking the game. So on second 90, you guys are all watching, and Micheni's covered in blood, in at least 4 points of blood at this point, as she's trying to administer first aid on Willie. And this rat has recovered and looks around. I'm going to roll a 1d20 with its morale to see what it is doing. It's not very brave. Who has the lowest morale between you and Suresh? Who's the least intimidating?
Let's see. -1, -1.
Who would be the most?
I think.
All right. So roll a d20 and subtract 1 as the most intimidating, or the least intimidating, whichever one you want to see it as.
0.
Oh, this rat with the natural 20. This rat wakes up and he's like,
the most pathetic versus the bravest rat.
He sees his dead brothers and he's like, vengeance will be had. He quickly ties around a red bandana around his head.
Oh no.
And begins the fight.
It's Splinter. He's back.
So, we'll say even is Suresh and odd is Thalon to see who he's trying to take down.
Okay.
Even is Suresh. So this rat full of vengeance is going to try to attack Suresh. So you guys haven't been paying attention to this rat. So I'm going to say you guys are rolling a d8. So a d8 from Suresh as this rat goes Rambo.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll it. Okay.
All right. And this rat crumbled, of course.
So she gets up to 11, maybe -1 because she has -1 defense anyway.
All right.
Oh gosh, with the bow and scimitar, that's -7 actually. But it's still better than a 1.
So this rat gets ready. Maybe it's all the time he takes doing his like prep work and tying his bandana and putting on all the soot underneath his eyes, but he screws this up. So it's all that soot that he put under his eyes is actually starting to sting his little beady rat eyes. So he's gonna have a -1 attack and defense until he rubs it off. But Suresh, maybe it's an instinctive like and flail with her sword, but she's gonna get a free attack against this creature on the next second.
And she also has her normal turn on the next second too.
Yep. So let's have her. Let's see an attack from her to see if she just kills this rat.
Yeah, let's go and have her start off. So this is going to be aggressive attacking. That's going to be a miss. So and then we'll do her second one just right away.
Yep. And a 17. So she's slashing at it with her sword, but I mean she couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with these attacks.
Yeah, so she's flailing, she's out, and I'm going to go ahead and delay her 11 and just get her out of there.
All right, here, let me get onto her second. Delay her 11. Falon, since you're right there next to the rat as well, let's see your attack.
Okay, this is also going to be with more terrifying screaming. A 21.
All right. I got a 9, so this rat's dead. It was very hurt as it was, and splat.
Yeah, my minimum damage is 5 here. I think that takes it out.
So, now that this
that was exciting.
has calmed down, I was hoping he'd just be a Rambo rat and just take you all down.
Avengers drew first blood.
So you're looking around this room, Garciv. You're over now that we've kind of gotten out of this whole combat. You're sorting through these crates and barrels, and you're starting to go through it. It seems like a lot of what you're going through is rotten food and dusty cobwebs, and Willie has survived. There was an ask of that. Willie has survived. He barely held on. So over here in this room over here, you're sorting through all the rubble and what seems to be really just a lot of garbage and things that have fallen apart with time. And you find in your minute or so of searching a small locket, just a silver locket, and you flip it open, and it appears to have an old picture of what looks like a small Svimosish woman, or maybe a Svimosish girl.
Okay.
But in your minute of searching, that's what you've uncovered in one of these random chests.
Are there any other doors?
There does not look like. I mean, you clamber around and look. It does not look like there's any other doors leaving this room. There could be secret doors, but you're not seeing any at the moment.
Okay.
So over here, and now that I can get rid of this turn order thing and erase everything from combat. What do you all want to do? Phineas has ran off into the darkness. Willie is bleeding out on the ground, or well, not anymore, but bleeding in a pool of, laying in a pool of his own blood and maybe some rat droppings. What would you all like to do?
Thalon will go ahead and take our bleeding friend over his shoulder and look at Machete and go, we should make our way up to the surface. Suresh, go gather Garciv. So Suresh will go ahead and step over here and kind of call for Garciv.
Would you like to do first aid before the hour expires?
I can do it again?
Yeah, so you did first aid to stop him from bleeding out, but you could also do first aid on everyone's wounds to give
I figure we're going to head up to the camp and then go ahead and do that.
All right, that was for Willie.
Thank you.
All right.
So I failed.
That was... Well, how many wounds did you have, Willie?
4.
So you could do up to 4 checks on him to give him up to 4 hit points back. So you failed the first one. You succeeded the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. So your last 3 wounds will each heal 1 hit point.
Thank you.
All right, Thalan, how many wounds you got?
I have 2 new ones. The other one is old.
I failed both of those.
Okay, well at least they're kind of minors.
Fucking elves, right?
Yep. Sharesh has 1.
Um,
I'm not good at
it
this.
looks like your first aid is a novice at 25, and so your first aid checks take 10 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you weren't able to make the last one, but you also failed that one.
Yeah, so that's fine. So once we get back up to the camp, everyone starts getting bandaged up, and Thalan just like, I'm not sure this is actually secure. It's just falling off.
So before you guys have gotten back to camp,
Well, your own blood will hold it in place.
There you go. Garciv, are you going to accompany them when you hear them calling for you?
Well, I'm gonna exit the door and say to Sharesh that Garciv mad at Thalon. Garciv, stay here.
Sharesh will just sort of shrug and return and say, well, we're going. So Thalan will go.
We never saw Garciv again. Some say he's still down there.
He is the new Phineas. So Garciv, you're staying down here while they're going back to camp?
Yeah, because I like the water, and there's 2 other doors.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll shut the door that they leave, and yeah, I'll be the new Phineas.
All right, sounds good.
So who do we meet when we go up to camp?
So you guys go upstairs and take the next floor up, and standing there is Phineas. So I mean, you guys start carrying Willie's body, and Phineas is there, wringing out his hands. Hey, what happened? I'm so glad to see you all survived. Those rats were terrifying.
Well, they are all dead now.
Oh, thank goodness. That was. Oh my goodness.
As you can see, we've had a little bit of trouble.
Yeah,
We'll return to camp,
now.
and we'll make sure you and our friend are safe.
So you guys can safely escort him all the way back to, up the next flight of stairs. He looks around the rooms, and it's all so similar to what I remembered. You get to the room with the 2 gargoyles and the fallen palisade, and he kind of shudders a little bit, and you guys squeeze through the bars you've bent, and you make your way through the door, through the trap door, and up and out, and you start tending all these wounds, and Phineas is kind of rocking back and forth, and he goes, I don't think I can go back down there. It is too much for me, too much for my. I'm sorry.
Do not fear. You shall never have to go down there ever again if you do not wish.
I wish I could help you. I don't want to go down there, but I can give you this. And so he shakily pulls off the locket or the leather thong he had, and gives you the silver wolf key.
Excellent. Hey, we're 2 keys in now.
Yeah. What he also says is I think I can also help you with a little bit of your mission. I have this. It's one of the things I uncovered in my searches of the library in Pabar. I don't know if it'll help you, but it kind of helped us. I guess. I mean, we all died, but
well, I mean, you lived. That's a fantastic success somehow.
It was supposed to help us, but
the Amulet of Cursed Expeditions.
The Amulet of Cursed Expeditions is exactly what it is. So here is his note. Let's see if this saves. It did not. Sorry, I tried to save it as a.
Yeah, if you could go ahead and just save it, pop up the note to everyone, we can go ahead and read it.
I'll put it in our Discord for now.
Oh, hey, there we go.
It popped up in our Discord.
All right, so I'll definitely go over that, and of course, we're reintroducing him to Thalar, and we're probably going to just sit around and have a conversation for a bit. Maybe I'll drink some honey mead.
Yeah, so the Thalar is kind of like, oh, hey, they start getting reacquainted, and they seem to know each other somewhat. Thalar vaguely remembers him. Oh, yes, hey, hello. I'm surprised you're still alive. So that's going on. So that takes about an hour for your first aid to go through. While that's going on, Garciv, you are all by yourself down here in the darkness. Well, not darkness, but you're all down here by yourself in the dungeon.
Okay.
What would you like to do? Would you like to keep any of these doors shut, just so I know what you're doing?
Yeah, I want to go over and shut this door. The one on where they were.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is shut. I'm going to move Macheni in here just because. Can you see through Garciv, Macheni?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
right,
close the door.
Let's see. Yeah, door's closed.
Is it closed?
Yeah.
Apparently I can.
All right. I mean, it looks like it was closed poorly, but there we go. Yep. So apparently you can see through Garciv. So that's totally fine. The door's shut, so the Garciv can't see out. And Garciv, what would you like to do?
I want to go over to this. I want to kind of go around the room, and I want to go over to this door, on the far side. You see.
Okay.
Where I pinged, and I'm gonna try to open that door.
All right. So you move over to this door here, and you try the door, and locked.
Okay. I want to try to um like bulldoze it open. Like, can I?
Yeah,
try
you
to
can
smash it open.
easily do that. These doors are all rather, or at least this door. Some of the doors look like they're in good shape. Mainly the eagle door and that gold door, but the rest of the doors on this entire dungeon just have they start to maybe just a little bit of dry rot going on. So you can totally do that. This would be a feat of strength. And just before you bulldoze this door down, give me an impression of how Garciv is currently equipped. He's got a torch in one hand, and what's in your other hand?
A shield.
All right, so you've got your shield in one hand and a torch in another, and you're going to bash down the door.
So I'm gonna try to hit it with my shield side. So with the shield and my shoulder, maybe I'll set the torch down and just kind of running start and try to bash right into the door with the shield.
All right, so I want you to roll a feat of strength. All right, so you got a 22, and the door got a 6. So you have leaned into this. You put a heavy shoulder into it and blow open the door, and the door almost disintegrates at your heave. And you look into a room that the only occupant in this room is an old skeleton sitting in the center in what looks like an old chair. You see he's got old chainmail on that looks like it's almost rusted through. There's he's got an old helmet that's a little askew, a shield, and an old shield, and a longsword that appears almost more rust than sword on it. And around his neck, you see there looks like a key, a steel key that bears some sort of resemblance to an eagle on it.
Okay. I want to grab the key.
All right. So you step into this room to grab the key, moving forward, and as you do, the skeleton lurches to life and looks at you and raises his weapon and points it at you and goes. You can vaguely hear through maybe it's his mouth kind of jawing open and shut. He goes, "Challenger, fight or die."
Okay, I want to draw my. Draw my flail.
All right. So he stands there at attention with his shield up and his sword raised, and he waits for you. And he waits for you to like. Are you putting down the torch?
Yes. Well, I put the torch right outside of the room because I leaned
So
into.
mechanically, I'm not going to change out where the lighting is,
Okay.
but you've put the torch down and you draw your flail, and the jaw kind of like clacks together and goes, "On guard." Roll for initiative. Since you guys are, this is just you and him. It's you guys are both prepared. He waited for you. You know this guy's about to fight you. Roll a 1d4 for initiative.
I don't know how I roll a 7. Well,
Oh, it should be you have your penalty.
yeah. I got it.
So you draw your flail and you're like, okay, I'm ready for combat. And this skeleton, like he says on guard, and in that 3 seconds in that 1 second he clangs across the gap between you and slams you and attacks you before you're surprised by this, and he makes an attack against you. So
Am I able to
mechanically,
defend or?
you are able to defend, but you are mechanically. So I'm not going to say you're surprised by this, but he just gets the first attack. So roll defense as he slams at you with a near perfect attack, which will do 1 additional damage if it hits. So you are unable to block in time. So you try to get your shield up, but he smashes at you. Luckily, it seems like this weapon doesn't seem to cut you anymore. Like he slashes at you with this longsword, but when it hits you, it almost feels more like you're being hit by a club than an actual uh, sword, which is a little surprising.
So do I take damage or?
Yep, I just need to modify the damage he does because it was not set up right. All right, so he slams at you with this club-like longsword for 6 points of damage.
Ouch.
All right, that dialogue is wrong. All right, that is his turn, and he's going to delay his weapon speed, which is going to be this many seconds, and it is your turn.
I'm gonna attack with the flail. Swing at him.
All right. So he delays, and 3 seconds go by, and there's the clash of steel and shield, and you get to make your attack. He raises his small rusty shield to try to block, and gets a 6. So he fumbled. So maybe it's his old bones and all the pieces of armor that is even falling off of him as he moves, and you hit. Roll damage. All right. Your damage seems especially effective as you smash into him. You see bones splinter and crumble, and he jostles wildly, and good blow, and his teeth clatter. Let's see, a little bit of DR there, and he's hurt. He's not threshold of pain, for he's in fact a skeleton. Even or odd?
Even. I think I did something wrong. Hang on a second.
Yeah, what's up?
So he uses his club to give me 6 points of damage, but with my DR.
Yep.
So it would be Well,
Your DR is 3, right,
so
from
it'd
your
be 3
studded leather.
points.
So you would take a 3-point wound. Yep,
Yeah. Okay.
that's correct.
I screwed that up. Okay.
No worries.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So even or odd?
Odd.
All right. So if I roll an odd, then you've actually gotten a free attack from his fumble. So he got even. So he fumbles and trips up on all his equipment, but he doesn't leave himself vulnerable. And so delay your 14 seconds. All right. Delay your 14 seconds.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's super slow on my end.
All right. So basically, you're alternating each other's attacks. So he goes. So he swings at you again, trying to land that blow with a 2. It's not looking so good for the Eagle Knight. So let's see a defense roll from you and a 4. So with a 4, he has hit your shield, so he will do a little bit of damage. So you raise your shield to catch his blow, and he nope. Let me see. Club shield hit. Yep. So he clubs it for 5 points of damage. Your shield gives you 4 points of DR, and your studded leather gives you 3. So you're totally fine. But
Okay.
you have gained a point of fatigue. So the way fatigue works is you're going to let me see. Let me go to Garciv. What is your current fatigue? 2?
I don't know where.
So
Where
it's
is
right under armor. So since your current fatigue is positive, your fatigue goes up by 1 to 3, and because it's positive, you have a net -1 on all the categories. So a -1 to attack, defense, damage, and a +1 to speed. If
Okay.
your fatigue was negative, these things would happen at half the speed.
Okay.
So he smacked you, and he waits. And you guys clash back and forth, and we're up to second 21. It's your attack next.
I'm gonna hit him with the flail again.
All right. You gonna do anything specific? Do you want to do any sort of attack?
I want to aggressively attack.
All right. So you're gonna get +5 to hit, and you'll get -2 defense on his attack.
Okay.
So swing away. So you got an 8, and he got a. He got a 16. So that's not enough to. Well, he's using a small shield, which gives him a defense bonus of 4. And there's the normal 4 penalty for a shield. So this is where you get into the weird rules of shield hits. So you have actually hit him on the shield.
Okay. Do I roll shield damage or?
Yes, you roll shield damage against this fellow. So 9 points of damage. So he raises his shield to block you, and you smash into it with your flail, and it shakes and rust falls off of it, but it does not break. It does look like he took a little bit of damage through that. So you can see him get jarred by the attack. So then delay your weapon speed, and so now your weapon speed is 15. So just be aware of that.
Okay.
All right. Flail. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you're using your right now the way your stats look like. You are taking a 2. See under style, you've got a speed penalty and a damage bonus. That's indicating you're using it in 2 hands. So you should actually be going faster and be doing just a little bit less damage. So
Okay.
you could actually delay. We'll reduce that to 34.
Okay.
And your damage wasn't quite as much this time, so it didn't look like it jarred him. But now you should be going faster and have a better defense. So
Okay.
on his turn, he swings at you. So you're gonna have a -2 defense on this second, just because you aggressive attacked. So he tries to club you over the head with his longsword. On guard! And he hits you. You're unable to bring your shield up in time, and he smacked you on the head for his damage of, and this will have a +1 damage because he got a near perfect attack for 7 points of damage.
So it's 4.
Yep, 4 points of damage go through your studded leather.
And every time it's a new wound, right?
Yes, it's a new wound. All right. So then, sorry, that was his turn, and so he's going to delay his weapon speed. And unfortunately, he's just a little bit faster as you guys parry back and forth, and you're starting to feel a little bit tired. The skeleton just doesn't give up. If only you could land one more blow. And he swings again. So now you don't have your -2 penalty from attacking aggressively, and he gets a 2. So you have a pretty good chance of dodging this one. So he has hit your shield, but he's not very strong. So he just bam. Why did that not update? Thought I updated that. Oh.
Could be roll 20, just taken.
I just forgot to save it. All right, and there we go. Yeah, that should update. But basically, instead of saying smacks you with a club-like hammer, it says clubs you with a rusty longsword. But so he delays, and the fighting continues. Garcia, you're bleeding from numerous wounds, and these might not actually be bleeding wounds, but you've got severe bruising going on in several locations. Can you fell this creature? What would you like to do?
I want to aggressively attack him again.
Ooh, aggressively attack. Hey, it's a good thing to commit to, because if you hit, you're going to do a lot of damage. You got a 9.
Not with rolls like that.
Not with rolls like that. You got a 9, and it got a natural 20, and rolled. Looks like crazy. Rolled like crazy. So it accidentally added 17. Looks like I accidentally added exclamation point P to it. So right now it's a 25. Holy smokes. So it's a 37. So his 37 blocks your 9, and he will get a free attack on the next second.
And I'll have a -2, right?
Yes, you will. So delay 13 seconds.
I was only joking about us never seeing Garciv again.
Thanks for the bit of confidence there.
It's not looking good for him, we'll be honest. So his free attack is and let me know if you want to do any defensive actions as well.
What, like full parry or
Yeah, full parry or give ground or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll give ground, why not?
Oh, but you did aggressive attack, so you're not going to be able to give ground
anyway.
on this one.
Yeah.
Yep. But so his attack is another natural 19. So he is hit. So here's the damage coming online with a 9 points of damage.
So that's 6, so I am -1.
Would you like to do anything about that? You could use honor to reduce the damage he does.
Okay, how does honor work? I don't know how much honor I have. I never figured it out.
Yeah, honor is all of your ability scores added up together and then divided by 7. Let me do that real quick.
Sorry about that.
No worries. I forgot about it. I just really didn't expect you to get in a a situation where you might die.
That makes 2 of us.
All my encounters are just always so.
You rolled a 42.
Yeah.
Your luck is beyond legend.
Yeah, I'd say.
That is true. That's rather lucky. So you have an honor of 11.
Okay.
So there's 2 things you actually have going for you. Is with an honor of 11, I think that's just enough to take you into average honor, which would give you a. Let me just double check before I start speaking out my ass. But if it is 11, yep, you are average honor. So you do have a 1 + 1 per session. So you could use that +1 to reduce the damage that he does to you.
Okay. But will that only reduce
And
it by 1?
that'll reduce it by 1. So you could spend more honor to reduce his damage even more.
Okay.
Right. How much honor would you like to spend?
I think I'll 1 + 1.
So 2. You're just going to spend 1 honor and then the +1, so
That's
that
right.
you're at 1, at exactly 1.
That's right.
Right. So he swings at you, and it's a whopper, and it feels like it's just going to smack you across the face, and you roll with it and kind of take it. You move your shoulder up, and you take it on your shoulder instead, and maybe you just have a little bit more padding there. That's where you've got some of your hardened studded leather greaves, and it boom bounce. It still hurts like hell, but you're up. And it's this creature's attack next. And you're up, but you got to survive this attack. You have
Right.
aggressive attacked, so you can't do anything defensive. So here is his attack roll. It's an 8. So you have a +1, so you've got a good chance. Just have to roll easily. So, and that's not even a shield hit. So this guy comes at you, and maybe it's your brush with death that's leaving you even more agile and nimble. And second 47.
All right, he's going down now.
He's going down. All right.
Or I am.
What would you like to do? Are you going to stick with the aggressive attacks?
Yeah.
All right. It's an all or nothing. So that's an 11 against his 13. So
Nope.
unfortunately, this would miss. Unless you want to do anything about it.
What, could I use more honor?
You could indeed use honor.
Okay.
So as long as you don't go 5 or lower, then you won't be dishonorable. You'll just be in low honor.
Okay. So I would need to
Nope.
use 3.
Yeah, you got an 11. He got a 13. So yes, you would need to spend 3 to get above him.
Okay, so I'll spend 3.
All right.
So that would put me at 6, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then I
So
would roll damage.
what is it you do that is kind of like cheating in this sense between this fight that gives you the bonus?
Well, I feel my life slipping away, and if I don't do something, then I'm gonna die. So
All
it's
right.
like a last ditch effort to live.
Okay. Let's see that damage. 9. Okay. Do you want to know how many hit points it has?
Sure.
It has exactly 16 points of hit points and a DR of 3. So with your damage of 19, that is exactly enough to you step up and he bashes you in the face and you scream and you attack, and maybe you do something just a little bit tricky, a little bit of dirty fighting techniques that you might have learned up. Garciv seems a little bit, rough. He's maybe a little, he seems not the smartest fellow, so maybe he fought in some gangs before, and so it's something that he learned there. And so he steps up and maybe he steps on the skeleton's foot so the skeleton can't backpedal, and just smashes his flail into this skeleton, and you just catch him right in the face. Just like he smacked you with his longsword, you catch him and it just disintegrates his helm and his skull, and the skeleton dies. And the skeleton kind of wobbles a few feet, a few steps. It takes a few wobbly steps first, and then collapses to the ground, and the bones disintegrate. And as they kind of fall into dust, you hear a voice. Well fought, Sir Knight.
Garciv slinks to the ground and just looks through the dust, kind of like sitting down, just kind of putting his hand through.
Yeah,
The
so
dust of the night.
you start fiddling through it. You see what all that really remains is his rusted chainmail and this old longsword that appears just as rusted. You as a warrior know that really all of his equipment isn't usable at all. But in that dust around where his head was, you do find that leather the thong, and on it is that steel key with an eagle carved into it.
Okay. Can I tie that around my neck?
Yeah, you can put it around your neck.
And I just want to take a couple swigs of water and just kind of catch my breath.
Yeah, it's refreshing, and sure enough, by taking a little bit of time, you reset your fatigue. So your fatigue goes back down to 2, and then your like all your penalties go away from your fatigue.